Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Paul Cheon, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. There is something else that is available in the ranked queues. This is largely considered to be one of the better limited formats. Very solid when I remember playing it a few years back. So I want to give it a shot, and we can still rank up while drafting this. But of course, I haven't drafted Dominaria United for a few years now. I don't even remember when this was out. Was it last year, 2 years ago, something like that? But we'll see. I know you can go pretty deep in this format by doing the domain stuff, which I think a lot of people are going to try to do. But we'll see what happens. I just wanted to try something a little bit different because we've been doing lots of Bloomberg content. Now, before this draft starts, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your singled and sealed product needs for all TCG games. If you want to make any purchases, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Additionally, if you're interested in upping your Magic the Gathering game and learn from some of the best out there, check out Edge, which is something that's being promoted by TCG Player. For more information, go to channelfireball.com/edge. Additionally, this video is brought to you by HeavyPlay.com. Go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and products. Deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads. They have all kinds of new stuff. Make sure you check them out. Also, they will be at SCGCon this weekend, so make sure you say hi. All right, let's hop into Dominaria United Draft. All right, here we go. I'm going to have to do maybe some reading. We will see. Okay, wow. I don't recognize any of these cards. Is this Dominaria United? Okay, Silver Scrutiny. You may cast Silver Scrutiny as though it had Flash if X is 3 or less. All right, that's a big draw card effect. Whenever one or more creatures you could die, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Gain control of target creature. If it was kicked, sacrifice to that creature. It's a really expensive removal spell. Tura Kennerud, 5 mana, 3/3. When you cast an instant, I remember this card not being particularly great. Okay, wow, it's been so long, I just don't remember any of the art here. But you know what? I'm just gonna take the slow, awesome card here in Silver Scrutiny and hope that this format isn't too fast, where I can play a big card draw effect. Drawing X cards is pretty nice, to be fair. All right, this card I remember being pretty good. 3 mana, you get a basic land, you put it into play, helps with the domain strategies, and then also it pumps one of your creatures and you get a 1/1 token. So very strong card. Vesuvian Duplimancy. Okay, I don't remember that card being particularly good. Radha was solid. Essence Scatter is a decent interactive spell. Vineshaper Prodigy is also just like a solid creature. You generally want to play this on 4, but the nice thing is you can play it on 2 if you absolutely need to. Scout the Wilderness is okay, but certainly worse than Weatherseed Treaty. Phyrexian Rager is also just a nice ETB creature, but I do think, if I recall, green was generally quite strong, so I'm going to take the Weatherseed Treaty here as and then try to just do some kind of domainy, value-y ramp strategy. I know there's like the Keldon Strike Team aggro deck as well, but who wants to just start out a draft and just draft like a Boros aggro deck in a format you haven't drafted in a couple years? Boring. So, what do we have in this pack? There is a red-green tap land. There is some removal spells. Stall for Time is okay. Destroy Evil is decent. This card is a good aggro creature. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power greater than its base power, you make a 1/1. There's Sunbathing Rootwalla, which is a solid creature, and then a Wooded Ridgeline. I don't know if I'm supposed to take these very highly, but I think maybe I'll just take the Rootwalla just because it's a 2 mana card. I'm not sure how highly I'm supposed to take these Ridgelines, though. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if the correct pick there was to take the Ridgeline. But hopefully people just don't take these as highly, but they are very good with cards like the Sunbathing Rootwalla. Maria's Outrider is fine. You know, it's a nice way to finish people off, but if you're not like super aggro, I don't think you need to take it too highly. Garna is nice if you're going to be an aggressive Rakdos deck. Once again, there's like a Destroy Evil. There's some lands here, but none of them really go with the color that we have right now. There's a Colossal Growth and then a Joint Exploration. 1 in a blue, scry 2, draw a card. If the spell is kicked, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. All right. We're doing the blue-green ramp thing, right? So this seems totally fine as well. We have a nice 2-mana card and then some ramp cards. I think I definitely want to be more than just blue and green, so we'll be looking at perhaps splashing removal spells if possible. Warhorse is pretty cool in the black-white sacrifice deck, but here I do think I'm going to go ahead and take the Contaminated Aquifer. Black is certainly seems like the type of color that you want to splash in a blue-green deck for some good removal spells. And now we have this pack, which Tallest Lookout was pretty good, if I remember. Just a 4-mana 3/2. When it dies, you get to get some value. But I'm going to take another Weatherseed Treaty here. Seems like a really solid option. A ramp effect that puts a body on the battlefield and can just hit your opponent for a lot. There's a Tangled Islet as well, but this is looking pretty solid. Our late game is looking pretty good. We just have to be mindful of our early game. So gonna take another Sunbathing Rootwalla here as just a solid 2-mana body. But in the late game, in the proper configuration, in the proper deck, this thing can be like 4 mana. This thing gets +3, +3, +4, +4 until end of turn. Here, I will take a Haunted Mire. And now it's looking like black is going to be a much better splash. Hexbane Tortoise, certainly something that I'm not that interested in this type of deck. I will take a boat. What is Enlist? As this attacks, you may tap in non-attacking. When you do, add its power to this creature's. Okay. It doesn't seem very good. I don't think I'm going to play it, but I'll have it here on the side. Here, I'll take Vineshaper Prodigy. Nice little 2-for-1 body. Rada is pretty cool if you want to be like an aggro domain deck, but this thing is something you can play on 2, but also something you can play on 4 to get a little extra value. So, lot of value here, but we do want some interaction, definitely. Looking for some removal. Have some lands. So looking like an okay start here so far. Definitely setting up pretty well, right? Oh, and the red-green land tabled? Okay. Now, I don't know what the limit is for how many tap lands you want, but with double Sunbathing Rootwalla and the Weatherseed Treaty, I feel like I just want to play as much of these as possible, which makes it so that more 2-drops is better, because that way on turn 3, you can still go 2-drop plus tap land. Here, I'll take another tap land. Okay. How many tap lands is too many? We will find out in this episode of Paul Draft's Dominaria United. All right. The Llanowar Stalker seems far from playable, but I'll just quote unquote cut off the green here. Didn't see a whole lot of black. Colossal Growth, certainly not the type of card that I want to play in this type of deck. But we'll see what else is available here. See, like a double splash seems kind of hard, right? If I'm looking to be, the thing is, I didn't see a ton of blue either, but like we're pretty much blue-green here. Shield Wall said, oh right, the Defender deck. I remember the Defender deck. It's really good, but you need the Chaplain. And I don't think anybody's going to pass me the Chaplain. But I do recall you need the Chaplain to have that be good. There is also Coral Colony. Target player mills X. All right, you know what? This pack kind of sucks. There's a Rootwalla, but what if I just take the Coral Colony as a highly speculative pick in case the walls deck become... I didn't see any walls, though. Do I just take this Rootwalla? No, we're a domain deck. Let's just take the Rootwalla. I wanted to go a little deep here. But I just feel like the Rootwalla is just a very, very solid card for this type of strategy, where I feel like my late game is likely going to be pretty good. All right, we're blue-green. What is this? It's a Spells Matters card. We don't have that many spells in our deck. It's a removal spell, though. There is a Najal, which I remember it ended up... This card was just okay. There's a Haughty Djinn. Oh, excuse me. There's a Haughty Djinn, which if you have a lot of spells, this can be pretty good. It makes things cheaper to cast. There's also a Mossbeard Ancient, which is quite nice. 7 mana for a 5/5 Trampler. But I'm going to see if I can take some more spells and take the Haughty Djinn. This card just a big flyer. If you play one spell, it's already okay, given its other ability. And if you can play more, it's even better than that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take the Haughty Djinn here. Only 2 spells so far, but certainly have a long way to go here. Another Shield Wall Sentinel. Maria's Outrider is a nice way to just kill your opponent. But what does this card do? Domain. Becomes tap, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control with toughness less than... This card's just okay, I think. Citizen's Arrest is a decent removal spell. Phyrexian Espionage is a nice card advantage spell, but I'm not too interested in this right now. I think it's a pretty easy Llanowar Loam Speaker. 2 mana for a 1/3 that taps for any color. It ramps you. That's just already very solid in this, what looks to be a pretty mana-heavy deck here for me. So I will take the Loam Speaker. And, you know, in the late game, you can still just use this to turn your land into a 3/3 and beat down. And now, oh, I forgot about the Sojourner. This card's okay. Especially if you're really leaning into the domain theme, then this card can be pretty good. But something that I find I don't have to take too early. Now we have an interesting choice. Weatherseed Treaty or Haughty Djinn. I have 2 of these already. I'm going to take the Djinn just because it's a rare and it's cool. And then cards like the Espionage get better. This blocks pretty well, but noting that double blue is pretty hard to cast. So I have to keep that in mind. What do we have here? A Pixie Illusionist. What does this do? Okay, it's just okay. Gaia's Might is quite good as a combat trick. And I think I might just take that here. I don't really want to Splash Pilfer. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be a domain deck, so I think even in a controlling domain deck, I think Gaia's Might is quite nice. So I am pretty happy playing this card in my deck as just a good combat trick, really good with the Haughty Djinn. There's an Essence Scatter, which works, and a couple of lands, and a Tribute to Urborg, but Fires of Victory is amazing. We have a couple of red lands already, and certainly going to play 1 mountain. This is just a removal spell that draws you a card, so happy enough with that in my deck. And of course, having more spells is better when we're playing cards like the Haughty Djinn. I don't know what Inscribed Tablet does. It's whatever. Tribute to Urborg is fine. There's another Gaia's Might, Vineshaper Prodigy, or Yavimaya Sojourner. You know, I think I'm going to try to continue taking more spells here, and I think our mana is going to allow us to play Tribute to Urborg. So I'm going to take this here, push our mana base to the extreme here, and try to play more spells to fully maximize on the Haughty Djinn. Snare Spinner is fine. Slimefoot. I remember this card not being particularly good, but I'll take it in case I really want to do the domain thing. Here we have... Don't really care about a 3-mana 2/3. There's a Coral Colony, but I have like no walls. But I guess I can take it here. There's also a Salvage Mana Worker. You know what? I'm just going to take the Mana Worker here in case I just feel like I need a little bit more mana fixing. This is already looking pretty decent with the Loam Speaker and the double Weatherseed Treaty and the 4 lands, but I'm still going to take it. Here, I will take another Tribute to Urborg here over the Haunted Mire, just because I want to make sure that I have enough removal. There's a Flowstone Infusion. I don't know if that card's great on the splash. There's also a Shield Wall Sense. I'm not doing the wall deck, so I'm just gonna ignore all the wall stuff. Pixie Illusionist, I'm not a huge fan of, so I kind of don't want to play it if I don't have to. But looking pretty good on the spells here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So definitely doing a pretty good job of keeping our spell count pretty high. Walking Bulwark is pretty nice in the wall deck. What does Djinn of the Fountain do? It's a little expensive, so I don't think I'm going to take it here. Yeah, that card's just fine. There's Leyline Binding. I forgot that this card was in the set. It's a really good removal spell to splash. Just an instant speed way to kill anything. Now, it's not... It doesn't work well with the Haughty Djinn. There's also Bite Down. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power. It's an instant. I forgot that this card existed. I'm going to take Bite Down here over Leyline Binding just because it's on color. Right now, we don't have to play a Plains. And this is an instant for the Haughty Djinn as well. So... I will take the Bite Down. Let me know what you think about that one. I'm not entirely sure, but, you know, I just didn't necessarily want to play a 4th color if I don't absolutely have to, and I felt like the Bite Down is a good enough card for me to take. Here, I do think I will take Nail. I think this card was, if I recall, this card was really good. Look at the top X cards of your library. Rest of them are basic land types among lands. Put up to 1 of them on top of your library. The rest on the bottom. Then if there are 5 basic land types among lands you control, draw a card. It's that or Bite Down. But this card looks too sweet. I'm going to play the Nail. Now I kind of have to play a Plains. Just because I have the Nail, right? I just have to play a Plains. So maybe I should have taken the Leyline Binding, but I didn't know that I needed something that needed all 5 colors. I don't remember Zur being good. What does Tail Swipe do? Choose target creature control and target creature you don't control. If you cast a spell during your turn, that creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Then those creatures fight each other. So it's a 1 mana fight spell? All right. I don't really want to take a double black removal spell. Extinguish the Light's pretty decent, but again, it's double. So I'll take the tail swipe here. Noting that I don't have a million creatures, so this is not like absurd, but I think it's still fine. Probably should be taking some more lands here pretty soon. There's a Shadow Prophecy I can take as a card advantage spell, or I can take another Sunbathing Rootwalla, and I'm just going to take another Rootwalla here. Or you know what? It could be a Deathbloom Gardener. You know what? I'm still just going to take the 2-drop. Maybe this is just me, maybe this is just a byproduct of like the other formats that I've played, but I just feel like I still just need to have 2s. Here, there's a Rager, which I don't care too much on the splash. I remember Urborg Repossession being quite strong, but Bortuk Bone Rattle is also amazing. So I'm going to take that one. It's possible that the Repossession is better, but this card's sweet. Sweet little value legend. There's a Joda's Codex. I mean, I'm taking it. It's a domain draw card effect. I will play it for sure. All right, I want some lands. All right, I'm going to just take any land here. This is green, white, white, so I don't want to take that. And nothing else I really want. So yeah, I will take the Sacred Peaks here just for the purposes of domain. There's a second Codex, which I don't know that I want to play. But I'll take it. I don't think Balduvian Atrocity is quite good in my deck. This is not a Warhost Frenzy deck, so I already have a Pixie Illusionist in my sideboard. 2 Codexes might be too many, I will say. There's a Bulwark. There's a Wooded Ridgeline and a Zar Ojanin. I'm just going to take the land here, I think. I'll take another land here, I think. I don't really care too much about the Iconoclast. It's not really like an Iconoclast beatdown deck. And I'm also just trying to push the limits of just how many lands I can play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, maybe we play both Codexes. Now, we don't have a ton of ways to win. So maybe I should have taken the 5-drop there. But like I said, I came here to have some fun and draft kind of a fun, dirtily deck. And I think we were very successful in that endeavor. So even though we might be a little bit short on ways to win, I mean, we have the 4 Rootwallas, the 2 Haudijins, Nail, and a Bone Rattle. Hopefully that's enough, along with all the card advantage that we have available to us. So this is kind of what we have. This is an interesting build. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 creatures. I think I'm going to play the Salvage Mana Worker. It's just a 2-drop. It helps me fix my mana. I am playing all the colors here. As far as white sources, I probably do need to play 1 Plains. I don't think this will get me. I can't get one of these cards with the Weatherseed Treaty. So let's go ahead and play 1 Plains. Okay, 1 Plains. I don't think we need a mountain. Definitely want a swamp. The question is, can we even afford to play this Plains? 9 forests is not 9 green sources is non-negotiable. So I think this mana is a little bit sketchy, but I can't really play more than 3 islands. Haudijin, you don't have to play on turn 3. It's still fine later. 5 blue sources plus 2 Weatherseed Treaties is 7. And then the Mana Worker and the Loam Speaker hopefully gets us close enough to where we need to be. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this. Domain. Of course I draft Domain. It was either going to be the Domain deck or the Wall deck. Now, before this round 1 starts, I did want to say, if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the current patrons. Thank you so much for your support. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, along with a variety of other membership benefits, which you can find when you follow the link. Also, let me know. Let me know what you think about me expanding my horizons and trying other draft formats. Bloomburrow's been around for a while. I can still climb the ranks by drafting this format, so wanted to give it a shot just because, well, you know, we've all seen a whole lot of Bloomburrow at this point. Maybe we mix things up, and maybe we're sick and tired of looking at cute little pets killing each other. All right, here, I will keep this, but I'm not super happy about it. We need a black source, which would be nice. I might, depending on how aggressive their start is, I might not play the Vineshaper Prodigy on turn 2. Would love a black source just to be able to play something like a Tribute to Urborg. Drew the blue here for the Haudijin. Yeah, I'm gonna... Ooh, that's interesting. I mean, I'm so unlikely to draw a blue source for the Haudijin. I think I want to just play the Sacred Peaks. No, I gotta play the island. The reason being is if they play something I absolutely want to kill next turn, I can play Vineshaper Prodigy into Tailswipe. And additionally, this gives me the out of drawing my island. I don't have a bunch of 3s, and I can still play the 3 if I draw it. So I'm gonna play actually the untapped land there. All right, Keldon Strike Team from the opponent, and we drew the Weatherseed Treaty. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get a swamp, I guess? Yeah, we'll get a swamp. There's a Haughty Djinn here, but we have a Bone Rattle and a Tribute to Urborg. We're taking a decent amount of damage, but next turn we do get a 1/1, so I think we're okay. Our opponent did draft a beatdown deck. Whenever another creature you control dies, draw a card if it was attacking. It's a 4/3. Oh my gosh, do we have Domain? I think we do. Red, green, white, blue, black. Nice! Excuse me. Gonna still take a decent amount of damage. I can go Tail Swipe next turn plus Tribute to Urborg, which is quite nice. I can double block Garna. So I actually don't think they have a great attack. Although, like, attacking with this when it's such a good defensive creature is also a little bit awkward. So now the question here is, am I interested in trading this nail with Domain, with the Garna? I'm at 14 life. I also have the Bone Rattle to get back the nail. And I'm really, really focused here on trying to stabilize, I think. So yeah, I will double block here. Garna is kind of problematic. Because I can still tail swipe the Warhorse here, because this is going to get, what, +5/+5? Look at that thing. Beat downs. I guess I can even use this as an instant, potentially. Although my question is, do I actually even need to do that? If you cast a spell there... Oh, maybe I should have cast this during my main phase to get in for an extra point of damage. I did not consider that. But I also feel like... Bortuk Bone Rattle... Actually, yeah, I'm not entirely sure about this. Yeah, I think I messed up my sequencing here. I think I missed out on a point of damage. Yeah, I definitely did. I really want to kill this Warhorse. I'm at 14. So, yeah, that was a misstep on my part. I will fully admit that. Let's play this with Kicker. Ooh, geez. Wow. I mean, Gaia's Might seems fantastic here. They're 14. It's either that or the Root Walla. But I think I'm going to go with the Gaia's Might. And let's play the land. And this 2/2 does a pretty good job of blocking, but I just feel like this just gives me the opportunity to just close out the game out of nowhere. And like, I have the Bone Rattle next turn, which I want to play to get back my Niall. Oh. Elas? Okay, they have a removal spell. Okay. Alright, so Tribute to Urborg is also something that we can use here to kill the Elas. Elas? I don't know. Anyways, let's play Bortuk Bone Rattle. Let's get back the Niall. Play this, and pass. Maybe the Root Walla was better. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, the second blue. The second blue every time. All right, let's get in there in the air. Boom, we draw a card. Wait, no, we get to, like, get exactly what we want, right? Is that how that works? All right, let's take this. Okay. It's a free... I just drew a card for free. That's pretty good. I am at 10 life, though, so I gotta be a little bit careful. Citizen's Arrest. That's pretty good. Bortuk? Probably? Yep, and then they get to attack with everything. Nice aggressive hand from the opponent. Let's block Keldon Strike Team and let that happen. So we're at 6 life. We do have to be a little bit careful here. Let's draw off the Codex. And we're at 6 life. I mean, I have to find something I can play here, so I'm going to just attack anyways. Let's just... I just want permanence on the battlefield. Like, I don't need Silver Scrutiny right now. So let's just play the Root Walla and the Haughty Djinn. And this found us another creature to play, so it's like attacking was the same as keeping this back. This gives +5/+5. Flowstone Kavu, okay. Come on, card advantage. Come on, Dirtle power. Okay. Ooh, that's a bite down. Let's draw a card. Joint Exploration. Sure. I don't know why I played the kicker. That was a mistake. Why did I do that? That was really silly. That was actually dumb. That was actively dumb. Also, I could have played another Haughty Djinn. What am I doing? Is this lethal? 4? This makes it 4 power. This is +5. Oh, so close. Wait, 4, 5, 6. 4. Okay, so this is 2 spells, so that's 5 damage. 6, 7. +5. I'm 1 damage short. Wow. Maybe I didn't want the Root Walla. Alright, I'll kill them next turn, I guess. This is interesting. Yes, fires. Seems pretty good here. Let's play another Root Walla. And pass. Alright, so we have 2 removal spells available here. We'll see what they do. Liliana of the Veil. Okay. They're gonna make me sacrifice a creature. Okay.
I've always hated crowds.
I mean, I think this is over at this point. Oh, they can pump it down to death. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn a card. Anyways, we got it. We dirtled them out. I will say the Haughty Djinns are a little bit hard to cast, but a necessary evil. It's just not a 3-drop. And the thing is, Haughty Djinn is still just like, as a 4-drop, it's still pretty good, I think. So we'll just consider it like a 4 or 5 mana, like a large flyer to kill the game, to win the game with. All right, we are on the. Oh my gosh, this is the slowest hand in all of existence. I might Silver Scrutiny for 1 here, turn 3, depending on our hand. I am not opposed to just doing this for some amount to just get my card flow going or try to make sure I can find relevant plays. All right, opponent with the mulligan here. As you can see, this creature is just going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting for us. I'm going to give out on a point of damage here just to make sure that I have this in play in case I want to like Silver Scrutiny and stuff. Like if I find Weatherseed Treaty, what land do I get? Swamp, probably? I can't even pronounce this card. Volsh Tide Runner. Okay. Look at that. Sneaking every point of damage. So yeah, next turn if I fail to find a play, then I will just run out Silver Scrutiny. Honestly, ideally I just draw, like if I draw a land, I'll also just Silver Scrutiny for 2. Interesting. Just getting in for some damage. I really hope they don't counter this. I am bottoming both of these cards. I need a land. Okay. That was good. Scry 2 draw card. The Scry 2 was super good for us. It allowed us to find land number 4, which is good. They also have Joint Exploration. We have a Fires of Victory, but I'm still going to save that because if I just draw land number 5, this becomes kind of just a removal spell plus draw a card. Next turn, if I don't find anything, I will still likely just use, like I said, Silver Scrutiny. It looks like their deck doesn't do anything. They might have their own Silver Scrutiny. Now they're going to block my Mana Worker, take 2. I don't know, this is odd, like... Oh, I can cast it if X is 3 or less, I can cast it at instant speed. Alright. I'm just gonna wait to see what they do. Impulse, okay. Like, I have Tribute to Urborg if I really want, as a way to just kill this Volsh Tide Runner. Maybe that's what I do. Talus Lookout, okay. I guess I'll just do that. I mean, they get a card back. That's why, like, the Talus Lookout's pretty good. The only downside is just the double blue, but this is a solid card. There's so many 2-for-1s in this set, and that's just one of them. It's solid. All right, we drew Loam Speaker, which is great. Another mana source. Obviously happy about that. Looks like they're going to kill it here. Or counter it, sure. I just want more mana sources. I mean, I drew one. I have 17 lands plus like 3 mana accelerating effects. I don't know what they have. But if they have a counterspell, I want them to use it at the end of their turn, like a negate. So I'm just going to go end of turn Silver Scrutiny for 2. And then you can set it up too, right? Like if they have a counterspell for this, then maybe I can just slam like a Joda's Codex if I draw a land. So yeah, their deck just does stone nothing. Like this is too many impulses, but whatever. My deck, look at my hand too. I really cannot judge based on what my hand is, right? So... Okay, that resolved. Interesting. Feel like that maybe means they have nothing. How many spells do I have? 3 spells. Oh, I can play Haughty Djinn and still bite down. No. I don't think they want to attack me though. So they have 2 cards in hand. So I have to be just careful, right? It's kind of one of those like first person to flinch might be in a little bit of trouble. Tap target creature and put 3. Well, maybe now I go for it. Wait, what? That's not how that works? Oh my gosh. What? Okay. Okay. Wow, that was horrible. I thought this went into the graveyard first. Oh my gosh, what a misstep. Oh my gosh, that was awful. Like, god awful. Paul. What are you doing? Holy cow. How could you do... I thought when this spell resolved, it checks when it's in the graveyard. And the power, I thought, would be 4. Like, that's not crazy for me to make that mistake, right? I'm just like seeking validation right now, but I don't know. It doesn't feel unreasonable to me. Whatever. Oh my gosh, we lost out on so much value there. Yeah. That was really bad. That was really, really bad. Rabid... Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power. I need a judge. I would have guessed that this worked. My creature was a 3/4. And this is power and toughness equal to the number of instants and sorceries in my yard. I don't know. Wow, this Jin is just going to be tapped forever, isn't it? So I can turn this into a 6/6. Okay, they tapped down my Root Walla. You got to be out of action by now. Because if that didn't work, then I should have just done Fires of Victory, drawn a card instead of being down 2 removal spells and a card. Oh, that's... It pains me just thinking about what happened. Alright, you got me. I'm gonna play the Codex. Alright. So it's going to give +4/+4 and trample. All right, Haughty. I mean, depending on like they can obviously draw like a really big spell, but that's just a that is an insane attack. Okay. I guess I could have codexed for 1 here. All right, yep. Can confirm insane attack. Okay. We are still domaining things. Despite just throwing away all of our resources, like just doesn't matter. That was a horrible punt, let me tell you. But still 2-0. The thing is, like, as many mistakes as I missed making, I'm going to imagine and assume that my opponents are doing the same thing just because we all haven't drafted this set in a while, right? So... All right, we got some lands here, no blue sources. We do have a Fires of Victory, so certainly can't mulligan this. We have a Sunbathing Root Walla on turn 2, and then the ability to cast Fires of Victory as a removal spell. Obviously, if we draw a blue source, that would be great. Or a Weatherseed Treaty, or a Loam Speaker, or any of those cards. Yeah, turn 2 Loam Speaker would be nice. Gonna lead with the Bog because I also have black spells I could potentially cast on turn 2. Alright, drew a double blue spell with no islands in hand. We knew that this was gonna be an issue, okay? We just gotta chill, okay? Just chill. What is this? Ward 2? With Enlist? Sure. We got plenty more where that came from. Alright, so we can pump this for 4. Potentially. Our opponent on triple green and a mulligan. Oh, okay, so... Well, this is an odd card to add in your domain deck, but it looks like they're playing a domain deck. And they do have Scout the Wilderness here. Alright, Salvage Mana Worker was nice. Because now... I can play it and then play Joint Exploration, which is pretty good. End of turn. Like, obviously I can't kick it, but that's fine. Alright, they have all the oh gosh, what the hell is this card? Whenever you cast a creature spell, they can kill my mana worker or put a land from among the... Okay, yeah, that card's ridiculous. It's kind of interesting. Do I want this Weatherseed Treaty? I kind of need another blue source, but I don't want this Jin. So I guess I'll draw that. Just because I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually cast the second Jin. So. 4-4-6-6. I'm not close to killing it. I guess I'll play the Nail here to try to draw out of this. Because next turn I can go get a blue source with the Weatherseed Treaty. But Salvage Mana Worker is very, very important for what I'm trying to do. So, and what, well, like, that's the thing. Do I have like big creature removal? I don't know that I do. Like, how on earth do I kill Silverback Elder? They're going to get so much value off that thing. Hey, look, they played a creature. Oh, I forgot about Territorial Morrow. Their creatures are so big. What do I do? If I was them, I would kill the Mana Worker, but they could also just look for... Like, getting a land at this point doesn't seem very good, and gaining 4 life doesn't seem good either. So it does seem like you might be interested in just killing my Mana Worker. Yeah. No, that was good. Does this have reach? Any of these? Nope. Okay. Take 5. All right, it looks like they have a better... they have better bombs, maybe, in their domain deck. They played a 5-mana 10-10. Is that good? So this gets us the island for the Nile. We can attack. Oh gosh. What does Tribute to Urborg do? Just like not close to enough. They have 2 cards in hand. Maybe I just play a Weatherseed Treaty and hope they can't kill my Rootwalla. And go get a blue source. Yeah, let's just do that. It's not ideal, but I just... This might give us the best shot of coming back here. This might be big enough. Somehow. But I'm just going to get another island here to be able to cast this. And do your worst, opponent. Which is probably just kill Sunbathing Rootwalla and kill me, but... Otherwise, this Rootwalla is going to chump block the Morrow. Morrow. It's like, I feel like, oh god. That is an odd card in your domain deck. I mean, it's still fine, I guess. 5 mana, 3-1, make 2 1/1s. And we are super dead, so. Gaia's Might? Wow. Okay, fair enough. We got domained. They out-domained us. They out-domained us. Good beats. Silverback Elder, Morrow, just... like I said, that is one of the weaknesses. We can deal with small-ish creatures, even medium-sized creatures, but like, anything that's like a 6/6 or bigger, we have a lot of trouble with. All right, on the play here... Not great. A bunch of 2-drops. I want a bunch of lands here, but... Forest, Island, and 3 2-drops. Probably keeping. Gonna hold off on this Prodigy until I can hit 4 lands. I mean, maybe this is an 18-land deck. Is that crazy? I just felt like 17 lands plus double Weatherseed Treaty plus the 2-mana mana creature is probably enough, but... Gonna play out the Mana Worker here so I can play Haughty Jin. What the heck is this card? If it was kicked, create a token that's a... Okay, sure. Hey, we can Silver Scrutiny for a discount. Do you have like a pump spell? Or bite? You could have a bite spell, I guess. I mean, the Jin's not doing that much. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought, Jake. I feel like if the higher the rank, they're more likely to make these bluff attacks, so we're just going with it here. Classic Jakes. I'm just going to play this with kicker just to have another bear. I think I'm just going to take a land. I don't think I'm going to take a land here because that's not an option. So I think I'm going to take something else. Do I want a removal spell or the Joda's Codex? In this type of matchup, it might be the Codex. Like, what am I even removing? I don't, like, the bite. The tribute doesn't kill anything that big anyways. Neither does the bite down. All right. I really just wanted a land, though. That's pretty sad. That's the thing is, the Weather Seed Treaty gets me a land as well, but I wanted to sequence it where I can go Vine Shaper Prodigy, get a land, play it, then the next turn I can go like Root Walla plus Weather Seed Treaty. Thought that would be pretty good. What does this do? Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a counter on this? Sure. All right. Let's play the Weather Seed Treaty. Sure. Got that counterspell out of the way. We can start doing all these other, casting all these other cards. So here's my question. Like, if I draw a land, what do I do? Ether Channeler. Okay. What are you bouncing? The Djinn? Okay. I guess that's kind of annoying. I don't really understand that attack. All right. Ooh, another Weather Seed Treaty. They have Essence Scatter up. They do have Essence Scatter up. So what do I want to do? I don't think they're going to be playing Negate here. I'm going to just... I think this is just an opportunity to draw 3 cards. I think they have an Essence Scatter. And I don't want to miss my land drops. And there we go. Hit a tap land and we can pass. So just have to be mindful and try our best to play around that if we can. It looks like it's going to be difficult though. We're going to take 4 here from the Beast Caller. This, again, this Vine Shaper Prodigy attack is so random. I guess they have a combat trick? Oh, okay. Well, the Bone Rattle adds the most to the board here. But what do I get back? Like the Mana Worker? It lets me cast the Djinn, I guess. Alright. Fair enough. This Beast Caller is kind of a problem. I just don't have enough interaction. I did bottom the removal spell. So a Talus Lookout. And a Haunting Figment. Okay, so that thing's a freaking 6/6. What on earth do I do? I mean, I can double block with the 2 creatures on my left, but then they have a giant Talus Lookout. You know what I mean? Wow, they're going super deep with these attacks. I am at 16. I have to play Haughty Djinn next turn. I could pump this to block this at a later point. So I can't chump with the Salvage Mana Worker. Yeah, I want to keep my life total somewhat high here, so I will block. I will chump there. That is another Haughty Djinn. Sadly, it is just a 1/4. I will get a blue source. They are definitely just... Yeah, I think it is definitely possible that I went a little bit too deep on the Dirtle side of things. And we're certainly getting... getting wrecked because of that. Getting Urborg Repossession is very, very good with the Micromancer, if I recall. I do appreciate them trying to get super aggressive here. I will block it. I will make the blocks that make the most sense. these attacks with the 2 power creatures might not be that great. The thing is, like, you can just attack with like the 7/7 and the 2 3/2s. Like, those are the most obvious attacks. And at this point, given that I got the second blue source, I can chump with the mana worker. So yeah, this is just the obvious attack. Just make the obvious attack. Like, you don't have to get too... You're trying to get too fancy, Jake. Too fancy. Alright, we got a token here. Play out... Oh, God, this is so brutal. They have so many creatures. I feel like I just have to play, like, all my creatures. You know what I mean? And then leave up, like, the Rootwalla pump here. Do any of my creatures have vigilance? No? Alright. Alright, so the 1/1. Definitely getting in front of that Beast Caller. We can start trying to draw some cards here with a Codex next turn to get back from this. Yep. Gosh, can you imagine if I just had an instant here to cast? Oh. Instead of this Joda's Codex, had I just taken one of my removal spells, that would have been way, way better in this instance, given how this game played out. No, stop playing things. I mean, I'm not attacking with anything, so this doesn't really do much. Oh, why did it tap all my blue? Oh, gosh. Oh my gosh, I am an idiot. Oh, that is brutal. That is so bad. I mean, granted, I probably need to keep... No, that was just objectively terrible. That was objectively terrible. Two, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we're dead. All right. Rough start. Rough follow-up. Again, my opponent played a creature I couldn't kill, and I had big trouble. All right, on the play here, definitely fine hand. No black source for tribute, but to have the double blue, we have a turn 2 Rootwalla as well. I will lead with the Islet so that I can potentially go turn 3 Haughty Djinn. So turn 2 Rootwalla. If we don't draw anything turn 3, we just play the Sacred Peak. Ooh, that was a good draw. Weatherseed Treaty. Amazing. So that's going to go get us our Swamp, and that gets us our 5th land type, which is great. All right, let's go ahead and get Swamp. Next turn we can attack for 6, potentially, or tribute to Urborg, depending. Deathbloom Gardener. Well, that's... yeah, I'm definitely just killing that. Actually, it is pretty tempting to cast Joint Exploration. With Kicker. Do I want both? I don't think I care so much for the extra Rootwalla. But yeah, let's do that. And then put a land. Let's put this into play. And then we can play the Forest and then kill the Gardener. Okay. Getting an untapped land there was pretty big. The thing is, like, getting that extra ramp is really, really nice with the Silver Scrutiny, right? If I have any play next turn, I'm probably going to cast that just to get extra value with the Scrutiny if possible. Tidepool Turtle is the play from the opponent, and this gives +5/+5, so yeah, why don't we do that? And yeah, I'm just going to play the other Rootwalla here while pumping this Sunbathing Root. This is just so much damage, right? Like, if they just don't block, I just deal a ton of damage. They took 13 this turn, and I have 2 lethal Root Wallas. They just hit me with the good game. Like, yeah. There you go. Root Walla beatdowns. Hey, even the Weather Sea Treaty getting in there. Getting us the card is just fantastic. Don't pass Weather Sea Treaty. It does it all. Okay. 3-2. At least we're winning half of our matches. This is a mighty slow hand. Can we keep this hand? 4 lands on the draw with the Nael, Jodas, Codex, Tailswipe. I believe! I believe! We've got some Weather Sea Treaties, like a bunch. We have a bunch of 2s in our deck. This is a decent blocker. Nael plus Tailswipe isn't bad. We have all of our colors. Yeah. Oh, there we go. We drew Fires of Victory. Why can't I have nice things? Just don't play a 2-drop and we're good. Splatter Goblin. I think I will take the 2 from the Splatter Goblin. I play the Islet so that if I draw the Haughty Djinn, that works. Okay. All right, they went 2-drop, 3-drop on the play. That's totally fair. Totally fair. Again, I think I'm gonna take the 4 here and use the Fires of Victory on their 4-drop. Oh my gosh, really? Alright, well, I'm just gonna... I need to get... Like, if they kill my Nail, it's just such a disaster. So I just need to... clear the board here, sadly. It's not what I want to do, but it's something that I kind of feel like I need to do. They likely have lots of removal, interaction, etc. And so I have to fire that off. I was hoping that I could snipe something bigger. Like if they played a Nael or something, I could kill that with fires. I feel like it's really likely that Nael dies, which is why I went with the fires. Now I need to draw like a creature here to be able to tail swipe. That would be ideal. Weather Sea Treaty. Gosh. I don't think that gets it done for me. I'm going to just play the Codex, honestly. Oh, I don't have a black source. Oh my gosh. Paul. At least they played a wall this turn. Oh my goodness. I'm just dying to like a motley crew of nonsense creatures. Oh. Why does my deck do nothing? My deck does nothing! Oh my gosh, this is horrible. I have to make a 1-1. I mean, I have the option to, Gaia's Might into Tail Swipe. My hope here is they sack the Splatter Goblin to the Gibbering Barricade. Draw a card, kill my 1-1 and attack me for 3. Seems reasonable. I'm at 6 life. Oh, gosh. It's a Tail Swipe. Oh. Oh, this is brutal. I don't think this is gonna work. Because they have the Splatter Goblin. I could have killed the Splatter Goblin. God. Okay, well, at least I'm not dead. At least I'm not dead. I'm at 2. This is the roughest of beats. Like, yeah. Ugh. All right, live and die by the codex. This is awful. Does the Prodigy do enough? They have 2 cards. Sure. What is this? When it blocks a creature with fly. Okay. All right, what do I want here? Probably just another creature, so I'll take the Root Walla. And then I will tail swipe here. They can sack to draw a card, but the thing is, I want to get the 2-power creature off the battlefield here. If they have a removal spell or combat trick, obviously I'm dead. Okay. All right. Good beats. We tried. This is a very disappointing showing. Like I said, it's been a very long time since I drafted this, and I probably went a little bit too deep, right? I think I just, like, I dirtled a little bit too hard here. I tried to take cheap things to survive, but the Root Wall is just fine. But, like, I don't know that this was enough. I mean, it looked okay. Maybe we just went a little bit too deep on the colors. And certainly that game, we probably just lost because we just didn't mulligan. If I killed a Splatter Goblin instead of a Rager, that would have also been really good, because then they wouldn't be able to use the wall to kill my creature in response. They had a bunch of good tricks, so they had some good well-timed tricks. I think our deck might have been a little bit clunky, and the Haughty Djinns just didn't end up being particularly good. This is certainly much better in a very spell-heavy deck. And blue-green, you're playing like ramp spells. You kind of have less spells, and you're playing to the board. So it's probably not quite as good here, and the double blue makes it really difficult. You don't really want double pips in your 5-color decks unless they're green, right? You can play double pip green cards, but everything else kind of wants to be a splash. So that's also probably why we didn't quite do as well as I thought. I thought the deck was still sweet. I thought it was cool, but it's also not surprising that I kind of lost in the way that I did. And maybe we can turn things around in the next draft video, but I'm going to wait and see if you all like this format. Tell me what you think about Dominaria United. There's a lot of 2-for-1s. Games are kind of grindy. It goes kind of long. It's a lot of times it's like who can one up the other, or you can just try to draft some kind of aggressive strategy. So a lot of different ways you can draft this format, which is the beauty of the format, but it is a more complex draft format to draft and also follow, I think. So just let me know what you think. I'm going to just try this as a one-of just to see if I can expand my horizons and not just do the same thing over and over again. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to make any purchases, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Last but not least, this video is brought to you by heavyplay.com. heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order when it comes to all things Magic the Gathering supplies and products. Playmats, deck boxes, sleeves, etc. Check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.